Okay, so this is video number 3 on how to have a virtual paint party. So I just want to say thank you again for being a part of this. Virtual paint parties are so much fun. And if you're using these steps and doing the techniques I'm telling you to do, it's very fun and profitable and exciting to do these from your home. So I still teach in-person parties as well as virtual paint parties, and I love them both equally. Sometimes I feel like I need to get out of the house so I can have that interaction with other people. But then when you're doing a virtual paint party, it's crazy how it feels like you're still interacting. There was a story of somebody who is living alone. I'm not going to say who it is, but she lives alone, and she said she started doing Facebook Lives just to feel like she was a part of a community again. And as she kept doing the Facebook Lives and they got more popular, it almost like felt this need that she needed to keep doing this because she had that community, where before it can be a lonely place. I'm just going to be real with y'all. When you're working, especially like running your own business, there's a lot of times you are alone. But if you're setting up a really cool event and you're having that interaction with other people, there's an excitement to it, not only for the people who are painting with you, but for just being able to talk to somebody. Like right now, I know I'm talking to you and you're not talking back, but the interaction of knowing you're going to see this and it's going to help your family makes me excited. And then when I do a virtual paint party, to see people's comments and say their name out loud, and I'm going to tell you all about that in this video. So here's what you're going to learn in video 3. You're going to learn how to film online. I'm going to give you some of my tips. You're going to know whether you need to do the painting all in one night or if you need to split it up into a couple of different sections. I'm going to show you the tools that you need to use to film, because if you don't have good lighting, they can't see and hear you, they are not going to be able to, they're going to maybe pay for it once, but they'll probably ask for a refund. So you need to make sure you are able to show them what you're doing. And then the last thing, I'm going to show you how to talk to people online so that it's fun for them, fun for you, but also they can get what they need from this virtual paint party. So let's get started. I'm really excited, and let's get started now. Okay, so I am in my art studio, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of the setup, and it's a little crazy. So my art studio has not been cleaned, and I was out of town for a long time. So I'm gonna just show you a little bit about how I set up. So please don't judge. This is a judge-free zone. Please don't judge. But I'm going to show you how to set up. And again, it's about what you're showing people. I'm going to show you the setup. Of course, you're going to see the mess. But when I'm teaching the paint party, they won't see all of that. So let me show you. Okay, so here I have my example, and I have my actual painting. So I'll move this around so when I'm teaching them, what I recommend, so this is my messy art studio. So we have some construction going on. We're actually we're not putting up, we just bought shelves. So we're in the process of all that. So ignore the background. What I want you to see are the lights, and I want you to see the Archon stands. So here's what I have. I'll have my phone here that I go live in, pointing down. So I might do it, I'll basically have it vertical. So I'll be able to do this every once in a while and talk to them face to face, and then lightly push it down so that it goes straight to this. So that when I'm teaching, they're seeing exactly what I'm teaching, okay? Then I always have a second Archon, which is over here, which sometimes I put my iPad in, or I use this, the top part, to put another cell phone, which is either my daughter's cell phone or my husband's cell phone, and I'll do a time lapse. So I have a time lapse running the same time I'm teaching it. And then I like to have 2 ring lights. So I have one there and one there, just so that I have plenty of light that is on here. So I'll have my brushes ready, I'll have my water cup ready, and then it'll be just like I'm teaching a paint party. So I'll introduce myself. I'll say, I'm so excited you're here, all of those things. And then I'll start, okay, let's take, the 1-inch brush or a brush that you have similar, and let's go ahead and paint the background. Also, I'll have instructions beforehand. If they need to trace it, because we provided tracers, I'll say, go ahead and have yours traced and ready beforehand.
If you feel like it's more intense and they need to, you need to instruct them to trace it, I might film a video ahead of time and show them how to get it traced on here first, either using carbon paper or printing it off and just cutting it out and then just kind of outlining around it. So that way when you start the paint party part, the tracings have already happened. So then you can get right to it and start that. So the main keys is having it set up, have your stand or your, selfie stick with a toilet paper stuck in, however you're going to do it, with your ring lights, or make sure you're in front of a video. And then you can also have something like this. I got this at Ross or Marshall's or something. And you could put something like this behind you so that people can see it as they are logged in. So the key is really to make sure it's kind of neat and clean where they are actually learning. But as far as like your art studio, we're all kind of creative messes, aren't we? So they don't have to see all the behind the scenes like I just showed you, but they really need to be able to see this stuff. And making sure that the light is really good. So I'll move the lights over or move stuff so there's not shadows so that they can see it really, really good and I can answer questions. All right, hopefully this helps you with the setup.
Okay, so now I want to talk to you about how to talk to people online during your paint party. So right now, you may not know it, but I am amped up 30% more than I usually am. So if I'm talking to my husband, here's how I would talk normally to my husband. Hey, Bobby, how's things? Do you have a good day? Oh, great. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, like that's my normal voice. But when I'm online talking in a Facebook Live, you don't have to be like this major, super positive person. You do want to be positive. Like you want it to be a place where people are happy, right? But I am like projecting my voice louder. I am enunciating more, even though sometimes I say words wrong, I've still enunciated them even more. And I've amped my energy at least 30%, okay? So you may think like, how do you do that? Well, if I was normally talking to you, I'd probably be back like this. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's put some paint over here. Okay, I'm going to paint there. Like sometimes I might not even talk during the painting, right? But if I'm teaching you how to do it, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be amped up. I'm going to be 30% more energetic because when you're filming on screen, if you're not, it shows flat. Like it just makes it flat. So you've got to project your voice. You've got to enunciate. Okay, and also while you're doing your Facebook event, remember we're in that private group. So when you're in that private group and you're teaching them, you want to make sure, like we just talked about the tools, we talked about the lighting. If you don't have a light source yet, before I bought a ring light, I literally had like an old lamp, a clamp lamp that, you clamp to something and it like moves over. I had that. I had my daughter's old selfie stick pushed into a toilet paper roll and the selfie stick would hold it. And that is literally how I filmed my stuff until I bought an Archon, until I bought a ring light. So no excuses. You can set it up and go for it still. So I want you to amp up your energy at least 30%. Another thing I want you to do is as you're painting, take a minute to look at the comments. So, earlier I showed you how I had my phone on the Archon and when I hit live. So a lot of times, used to it was like a big deal. Like you only go horizontal. Now you have vertical, like whenever you're filming, vertical is fine. So if you have your Archon and you have it like down like this, so it's showing the painting, but then sometimes you can push it up and you can talk to people. Again, that's where like the paint party fun comes in. You're still communicating. It's not like a hardcore art lesson. We're still having a party. So I like to tell people like get, your favorite cup of coffee or your favorite tea, or maybe you want some wine, and grab what you want to drink, grab some music, have it playing, and then make it a party. Dress in your favorite pajamas or wear whatever you want and have fun. And then whenever you are teaching, make sure you're asking questions. So even just like at my regular paint parties, I'll say, hey, is anything, new and exciting going on in your life? And then people, instead of them telling you in an in-person party, they're going to type it. Okay. Here's another thing I found about virtual paint parties. A lot of times people watch it the first time and then they paint with you afterwards. So they might just want to be there for the connection. So if you're asking, hey, what's new and exciting going on in your world? A lot of times they're not putting down their paintbrush to type it. they're just watching you. So they're ready to type it. They're ready to communicate. And then you can go, oh, look, Jan says that, they're doing this, or, they're about to have their 25-year anniversary. Oh my gosh, everybody tell Jan happy anniversary. And then you want to call out their names. You want to acknowledge them. Say hi to people. Now, I warn you, don't sit there for 10 minutes. Hi, Jan. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Pixie. Hi, Rebecca. Don't do that. You're going to annoy them, okay? But if you say hi every once in a while, ask questions, what are you excited about today? What are you grateful for today? You're still teaching the whole time, but you want to make sure that you are communicating with them just like you would at a paint party. Another tip I want to share. Anytime you're getting the paint and you're getting the brush, you want to say, hey guys, I have the 1-inch brush and I am using this color paint that was on the supply list. If you don't have that color paint, it's okay. Get creative, because we're going to have a bunny parade at the end of this, and I'm so excited to have you be a part of this. So don't shame them if they don't have the right brushes or the right tools, but tell them they can use whatever they want. This is just a guideline, so for them to get creative. But when you're teaching, you want to not just get caught up in the conversation that you forget to tell them what to do. You want to make sure that you're still saying, okay, you need the liner brush now. Okay, you need the 6 round or whatever you're getting for them. Okay, you need the flat brush. Now we're going to use black paint and we're going to paint this section. If it's a figure 8, they're needing to blend it. Make sure you're telling them, hey, blend like this with a figure 8, whatever it is. But the main thing is keeping the party exciting. So you're teaching, but you're also asking questions, getting the community to talk. Because let's say you have 10 people for your first online paint party, your first virtual paint party. And let's say you have 10 people, they've all paid you $20. You've made $200 and you're doing this from your home. Like, how cool is that? A couple of hours you're working. Yes, you had to set up stuff. We understand that. But really, how many times can you go and make $200 in a few hours? Except for when you're doing in-person paint parties, we know you can make a lot doing that. So if you have that going for you and then you make it fun and exciting, these people are going to want to come back. They're going to want to come to your one, you do next month or whatever the case may be. So get creative with it and have some fun, and make sure you have good lighting and a good stand. If you don't have the money to buy those at this time, do it, figure it out, whatever you got to do, but make sure it's not shaky. And use an old selfie stick if you have it, a roll of toilet paper stuck in a vase. I don't know, whatever you have to do, just make sure they can see you and hear you very well. That way they will want to do this again. Another thing I want to touch on is internet speed. So some of you may not have the highest internet speed. I personally have gone to my local place and have upgraded to the highest internet speed possible. Some have that. So some might, they don't advertise it because it may cost a little bit more. But if this is something you're going to do all the time, you may want to invest in that. Okay, so just make sure you talk to your local internet provider and just make sure you have the highest speed. Also, it may be worth a chance of contacting your cell phone service and just making sure you have the highest that you can have on there. Again, this just makes it easier when you're streaming it. So when you're putting a Facebook Live into a group like this, you want to make sure that they can see it, because if they can't see it and hear it, they're going to be frustrated. And then again, that's $200 that you could have lost if you had 10 people. And then just think of the power. Yeah, it may cost you $10 more or $15 more a month for that. But if you're doing 1, 2, or even 3 of these a month, it's going to pay for it over and over again. So make sure you have the good internet speed, whatever that is. A lot of times your companies won't even advertise that because it's really for people who are kind of running online stuff like this. So make sure you have the right tools. So whether you need the Archon stand, the ring light, and faster internet speed, get those 3 things. And that's really the key to doing all of this. Okay, guys, so we have had a lot of fun. We have discussed a ton of things. We've discussed in video 1, how to create a Facebook event page. We've discussed how to add a Canva image. No, we did not. We discussed how to have add a Canva image. We've discussed the price difference, how you can charge like $20 a person and add all of those things. And the virtual versus in-person parties and how I still do both. They're both a blast. But how you can, utilize both to diversify your income. Video 2, we talked about starting the private Facebook group. So when people actually pay you, what they're paying for, and the pop-up and how to archive that group. That is really, really important. And also how to add your supply list, your welcome video, your images, your tracers, all of that fun stuff that you need to have added. And then also how to send an email with the URL so that they can request to join that private Facebook group that they paid for. And then now in this video, we have talked about how to film online, how to split up the painting if you want to do it in one section or two sections, the tools you need, whether it's a ring light or an Archon stand or a higher internet speed, whatever that may be. And then we've also talked in depth about how to talk online, how to amp up your energy 30% so you don't come across flat online. And guys, I just want to say, I know it's scary. I talk to women all day, every day about how fearful they are to go online. But let me just remind you, Facebook Lives have just started since 2016. Get a grasp on that. 2016. Think of the opportunities that have been made for you and me, that our moms, our grandparents, our parents, like nobody has had this kind of opportunity ever to be able to hit a button and go live and announce to the world whatever you have to offer. Like that has never been available like that, with that much ease, with the click of a button on our phone. So if you're scared, we're all scared. We're all doing this scared. If you're scared to go live and you're going to shake, I've told this story before. My first time going live, this is how I was. Oh, I'll never forget it. I was talking about Frankensteining paintings, and I was like, this is, 3 tips on Frankensteining paintings, and I was freaking out. I will never, ever, ever forget that live. And I remember for so long, my sweet mom, she would be the only one on there. And every time I'd be like, hi, mom. And then finally I had to stop saying hi, mom, because people watched the replays. And every single time it was like, my mom was the only one on there. Thank you, mom, by the way, if you're watching this. So I just want you to remember that you have to start somewhere. I do not see online going anywhere anytime soon. I don't know about y'all, but if anything, it's just going to be more. It's just going to be more opportunities for you. So why not start now while it's brand new? So go ahead and start your first virtual paint party. I am so, so excited for you. Now, those of you that are in Paint Party Headquarters, you have access to Paint Party Headquarter designs to use in person and online. So if you're watching this and you're like, I'm not in Paint Party Headquarters, but I want to be so bad, go ahead and click the link below and you can join the wait list. We open the doors a couple times a year. So if you are like, I need this, I just want Heidi's paintings, I just want to use those and go for it, then go ahead and join the wait list and we will let you know as soon as the doors are open. Now, for those of you that are already in Paint Party Headquarters, you will have access to all of the Paint Party Headquarters designs that I have given you for your use online. That means you can use them for virtual paint parties. You can use them to go Facebook Live and just paint with people. You can sell the tutorials however you want. Make sure you are refilming it for you in your voice and your face, all of those things, and then you can sell them online however you want. I am so, so excited for y'all. Guys, virtual paint parties are so, so much fun, and it'll be an extra way to diversify your income so that you can have income coming in from in-person and virtual. So I'm excited, and enjoy the ride.